What's up guys, One Koala Man here, bringing you episode number 5 of our fairy tale reviews of episode number 5. And yes, number 5. And this is a pretty packed episode, so I apologize if it's a little bit longer, even though mostly all the videos are pretty long. I apologize ahead of time if this is a little bit longer, so I'll try and make it a little bit shorter, but there's quite a bit to cover up. So, let's get this underway. So, to start the episode off, we started off right back in the guild, and Lucy, Natsu, and Happy, of course, since they just finished their job, they're trying to figure out what could possibly be the next job for them. And since Natsu and Happy chose the last job, it's team rules that Lucy chooses this next job that they choose. So as the three of them are deciding which job to take, Mira Jane comes in and she asks a new character by the name of Redis. And Redis is a big giant marshmallow looking guy, you know, orange hair, witch hat. I don't know what he does quite yet, but she asks him for I forgot the name of the pen, but it's a pen that writes in midair. And so Mira discusses with Lucy about what the Magic Council is and what dark guilds are. And dark guilds are like regular guilds, but they're pretty much the bad guys of Fairy Tail. They don't really they don't have any structure really, they just do whatever they really want to do. So you guys remember Loki? You know, Loki, that redhead looking guy, the funky looking dude with glasses, red hair, green jacket, the whole 9 yards. Well, apparently he was flirting with Lucy, like he does every other girl that he flirts with. And he finds out that she's a celestial wizard, and when he finds out that she's a celestial wizard, he freaks out and he says that they can't be together. I guess which isn't really a bad thing, because Lucy doesn't even like him. And Mira Jane comes up to Lucy and says that apparently Loki dated a celestial wizard back in the good old days. And apparently, it didn't really end well, so I guess Loki doesn't like celestial wizards. Maybe he hates them, maybe he's afraid of them. It kind of looked like he was afraid of Lucy, but I don't know the whole backstory with Loki and celestial wizards just yet. And I'm pretty sure it's not really important anyways. So as Mira Jane is telling Lucy about Loki's dating experience, Loki actually comes barging in and says that Urza's coming, so we finally get to see Urza. And as he's saying that, everybody just gets so afraid. Natsu and Gray, who were arguing and butting heads as usual, they just stopped, and then Urza comes in, and we were right last episode. She's the redhead girl with the chest plating and the skirt with the giant horn. She is, in fact, Urza. And when she comes in, she just starts roasting everybody. And I mean everybody. She roasts Kana for drinking too much. She roasts Natsu and Gray for whatever reason. And the funny thing is, Natsu and Gray, in front of Urza, they're like best buddies. They're like the best of friends in front of Urza. And Lucy's super confused. I was super confused. I'm sure you guys were super confused. And then Urza does something unthinkable. I can't talk. Does something unthinkable in the guild. She asked Natsu and Gray to help her out with something big that she's been working on, or that she's overheard, and she needs both of their help. And Mira Jane says, "Oh wow, Natsu, Gray, and Urza working together? That is the strongest team inside the whole guild." So of course, the three of Natsu and Gray accept the mission, and they go along with Urza to the train station. And Lucy comes along with them because, one, she wants to learn how to be a better wizard, so she's training with 3 of the most powerful wizards in Fairy Tail. And 2, she's kind of used as Urza's backup, in case Urza's gone and Natsu and Gray start fighting, which they eventually do. Once they get to the train station, they're already butting heads, and Urza is talking with Lucy about whatever, and they're arguing. Urza glances back a few times, and whenever she glances back, they're like hugging each other and making it work. So this is the episode of the most unthinkable things to possibly do, and Erza asks Natsu and Gray for help. That's the first unthinkable thing. The next unthinkable thing is the most unthinkable thing a person cannot think for being unthinkable. Natsu wants to fight Erza. After everything's all done, after they're done with whatever they have to do, which Erza still hasn't explained yet, but whenever they're done, Natsu wants to fight Erza, and he's fought her in the past actually, and he got whooped. So he wants to fight Erza, and Erza accepts. Now, judging by how everyone is super scared of Erza, I have a big feeling that Natsu is gonna get whooped yet again. But maybe not. Since Natsu is the hero of the story, maybe he might get that spring of action and just body Erza. But nah, you never know. So they end up going on the train, and on the train, Erza explains that a dark guild named Eisenwald, and as a matter of fact, those chumps from last episode are actually from Eisenwald, so Eisenwald's probably just a bunch of puppy chow. But anyways, Eisenwald is apparently doing something big with Lullaby, something also mentioned in last episode. But Erza does not know why Eisenwald is obsessed with Lullaby, nor does she know what they plan to do with Lullaby. So she's pretty much just hypothesizing, in her words. She's just hypothesizing what could be going down with Eisenwald and with Lullaby. Also on the train, Erza explains her little backstory of how she found out about what Eisenwald is doing, and she was at some bar or some wizard get together at some bar, I don't know, it was some place, and she heard the people talking really loud about something as serious as this Lullaby. So I don't know why they were talking super loud in a crowded place, but Erza caught wind of it, and so now she's trying to figure out what they're trying to do with it. So that's her whole backstory of how she figured out that Eisenwald is doing something with Lullaby. So all of them finally make it to their destination, and of course, Natsu gets left on the train, and he's sick, and all that jazz. But he gets attacked by somebody, and this somebody is the shadowy figure from last episode. And this guy, oh man, this guy. Now you look at this guy, I will put a picture of him right now, and you look at this guy, and you look at Shikamaru from Naruto, and tell me these two do not look alike. Now you tell me they don't look alike. From their hair, their facial features look about the same, and their magic with shadows. I know the creator of this episode, and the creator of Fairy Tail, got inspiration to make this guy, I forgot his name, Kageyama, whatever his name is. I call him Shikamaru V2. But anyways, I know the guy that created Fairy Tail created this guy based off of Shikamaru. If not, oh well, my bad. But you cannot sit there and tell me that he does not look like Shikamaru. Because he looks just like Shikamaru. But I could be wrong. He could look like Choji or something. I don't know. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think about this guy that looks just like Shikamaru? Looks a little sketchy to me. But anyway, you guys leave it in the comments down below. So moving on from Shikamaru V2, we go on back with Natsu, who's fighting Shikamaru V2 on the train. And lo and behold, of course, Erza comes, saves Natsu, the bad guy gets away, the whole shebang. And Natsu describes this thing that flew out of Shikamaru V2's, out of his coat or jacket or whatever. And it was a flute with a skull and 3 eyes. It had 3 eyes. And Lucy manages to remember that that skull flute with 3 eyes is the lullaby, or is the demon flute that plays the lullaby. So, we don't know what the lullaby is yet, but I'm sure we will figure it out as the story progresses through the next few episodes, maybe. Gotcha! we are actually going to discuss what lullaby actually does. And what lullaby actually does is it's a flute that plays the lullaby, and it was made by a man or whoever named Zeref, who made it into like a demon summoning flute. And this lullaby at first was able to kill about one person, and thanks to Zeref, this lullaby can kill hundreds upon thousands of people. That's a lot of people that it can kill. And at the end of the episode, Shikamaru V2 hands the flute to this guy with a big giant scythe. His name happens to be Aragorn, which is actually a really legit name in my opinion. I really like that name. But we don't know what Aragorn does yet, except he's just got a giant scythe, and he says we can finally do this. So probably in the next episode we will discuss what does he finally do with lullaby. Alright guys, that does it for today's episode, and you already know what I'm about to say right now, and that is the question of the day. And the question of the day today is pertaining to lullabies, and the question is, what was your favorite lullaby when you were a child? Or if you still are a child, what's your favorite lullaby now? Mine is the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star song, and fun fact for you guys, I'm pretty sure a good number of you already knew, but the ABC song and the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star are sung in the exact same way. I'm not going to sing because I don't feel like busting my computer screen and the windows around me. But go listen to it, they sound exactly the same. But aside from that, that does it for today's episode. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button for more videos if you want to see them. And something that I never mentioned that I should, follow me on Twitter. That link will be in the description below. And what Twitter does is it allows me to update you guys with what's happening. And I just rant sometimes on Twitter. But other than that, have yourselves a good day.